Okay, so this video is the follow-on to the one we did last summer about the dog learning to give you their paw. If you haven't already taught your dog to give the paw, then if you go back to that video and learn that first, and then we can move on to doing some more work where they actually will learn to give their paw at a distance from you. That's what we're planning on doing here. So to start with, I've used this piece of wood. This is to mark the area that I want Archer to stay in. This stops him coming towards me when I'm trying to do paw at a distance. So first of all, you want to get the dog comfortable with putting both feet on here. So the way I do this is I lure the dog, come, and when both feet are on the piece of wood, pause, yes, I will then use my command that means, yep, done the right job, so yes, and then praise. Good boy, come. Pause. Pause. Come. Pause. Yes. If they're having trouble with that, then move that bit very slowly. Get that very easy for them to understand that their feet need to go on there. So move quite slowly at this pace. Good boy, come. Pause. Yes, good boy. So then we're going to move on to them giving their paw while standing on the piece of wood. So I'm going to use my hands to start with. Wait. Good boy, paw. Good. Foot. Yes, good boy. So the idea of using your hands to start with is that it makes it nice and obvious to them. They need to stay on the piece of wood whilst they give you their paw. Paw. Good boy. Foot. Good boy, paw. Yes, good. So keep that stage going for a while, and then we're going to introduce the paw giving to our legs rather than our hands. So what I mean by that is, come, good boy, yeah, pause, wait, paw, foot, paw, foot, yes. So Archer's now giving his paws to each of my legs rather than my hands. We're going to fast forward that now to being able to do that at a distance. So I'm going to try and go behind the camera and see if he'll do that for us without me being close up. Let's give that a go. Come. Pause. Wait. Foot. Foot. Yes, good boy. So I'm praising him for lifting individual feet. I don't want the opposite foot to what I'm asking him for, so I'm going to make sure that every time I ask for that foot, I only praise for that one. So we're now going to try his paw, which is his left paw. Yes, good boy. And I'm throwing the food because I want him to lose position each time, so that when he comes back to the piece of wood, he has to work out how to regain the position. Archer, pause. Good. Foot. Good. Paw. Foot. Yes, good boy. So making it a bit more complicated by putting in 2 or 3 paws or foot commands before we actually praise. Archer, pause. Good. Wait. Foot. Good, paw. Good boy, foot. Yes, good boy. Get it. Yes. And we can progress from this to asking him to hold the paws for a little longer each time. So that's what we're going to try next. Go. Archer, pause. Good boy, foot. Good, paw. Good, foot. Foot, foot, yes, good boy. And if he falls off the piece of wood, and he did just then, we're then going to restart it each time so that he understands that he has to hold that paw until he gets praise for it. Just got to go find that missing tree. Archer. Yes, good boy. Here. Pause. Wait. Paw. Foot. Foot. Good. Paw. Foot. Yes, good boy. Good boy. So that's how we teach the paw and the foot at a distance. Eventually I want to be able to have a much less obvious obstacle for him to put his feet onto, maybe a piece of carpet, and then eventually that will come away as well, and he'll be doing paw and foot at a distance without anything to actually stand on. So it's just teaching that ability for them to do the trick at a distance rather than right by you. Well done, good boy.